first. Here's 2nd and 3. Again, it's Kamara. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10. Winston. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down.
On any 1st and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down for a loss. Not a big one, but any loss of yardage in this position is tough for an offense.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4. And 3rd and 8 now.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game.
Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. With a first touchdown of this Super Bowl, and a long one at that. And the Saints are on the board first here in this Super Bowl. They'll turn to Kamara, and he will get in to make it 8-0. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And it's so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. That's going to be a 103-yard kickoff return. What a run. And the Chiefs have cut the lead back down to 2.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules. And if you do, you're taking out some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff. This taken in at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. With the football changing hands here, and as this offense takes the field, Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think
that is caught by a diving Thomas. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Play action now, Winston. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. He's got a man, complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl. And the Saints are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Well, split the difference, and they're right where they would have been with 2 PATs. They got the 2-point conversion the first time. They failed there.
Interesting, isn't it? Because the first time you go after your first score, that feels like a gamble. The second time when they tried it again, that felt like, what the heck, right? Because, as you said, even if you miss it, you split the difference, and you're right on schedule at 14 points.
And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line, so bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision, loses him about 4 yards. Kansas City taking the field for their 2nd drive. They trail early on in this Super Bowl as they come up 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. Open man downfield. That's Smith-Schuster. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. They go play fake. Mahomes escaping the pressure right. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. Open man here. It's the tight end, Kelsey. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. It moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Edwards-Helaire. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Clyde Edwards-Helaire taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this Super Bowl. He finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and we are tied at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The New Orleans offense back out and ready to go. Right now, we've got a little bit of an offensive masterpiece going on both sides, moving the football, scoring points. It's almost like somebody put the defense on rookie mode in this one. I mean, we haven't even left the first half, Charles, and we're certainly on pace for a shootout.
An excellent start for both offenses. The fans have to be enjoying this to seeing all these points go up on the board. As a former defender, you know I'm not enjoying this at all. But right now, both these teams just trading haymakers. Let's see if anyone slips up first. Can anyone counter with a nice little jab and get things going in their direction? Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Winston. They'll get this in. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and it's picked up by the Chiefs. And he has brought this one back. A fumble recovery for a Chiefs touchdown. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Butker now to add the extra point. It's up and good, and that'll make the score 21-14. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. Looking for a bounce back. Had the fumble a moment ago that went for a touchdown the other direction. See if he can get back in rhythm.
And you have to be very careful about having too quick of a hook with really good players. I did a guy's game in high school where he fumbled 3 times in the first quarter, finished with over 300 yards on the night, later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
Play fake. Winston.
That's complete to Troutman right side.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
1 quarter done, 3 more to play here in Super Bowl 57.
It's a close game here early on. The NFL on EA Sports continues right after this message. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
Second time in this first half now, Charles, that he's coughed up the football.
At both times, I think they were in spots where he's got to think about covering up the ball. He's got to revert to his fundamentals in those practice drills where they carry it.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Winston now after the fumble recovery. It's caught on the right side at Smith.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
To throw again on second down. Winston. On the check down, he finds Kamara.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. Forced out to his left. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Leo Chanel. And the Chiefs are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Well, I would guess that combined, if you spoke to both defenses, neither side has a lot to celebrate today. They haven't had a lot of stops, but that one right there, that's a big one because they stole points away with that play. And just as importantly, picked up a key stop on an offense that's been really impressive here in the early going.
So after the INT, here's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire to the 22-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now here's Mahomes. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, so much for getting separation. No chance there. Locked down tight, forcing the incompletion on that attempt.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. They go play action. Now Mahomes sliding out of the pocket. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey.
And he is going to have the Chiefs 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
He'll drop that off to Edwards-Helaire.
Oh, that's just not fair, and now room to run. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 23 yards, the final tally.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46.
Well, everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Now it's Mahomes again. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. On play action, it's Mahomes. Rolling to his right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick.
Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Marcus Davenport, the first rounder out of UTSA with a sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. Deontay Hardy back deep.
Fielded at the 20. It's a 40-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10.
The New Orleans offense set to take over.
They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And if we kept having a rough patch, he said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Flushed out right. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On play action, Winston. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Winston. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, that's an old play caller's trick right there, right up there with run the ball inside the tackles on 1st down. You just watch your quarterback get sacked on the previous play. Now you let those defensive linemen penetrate again, hoping to get their hands on him one more time. But this time, he's got the perfect call dialed up, and the screen burns him for a 1st down.
From the gun, Winston. Looking long for Thomas. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 3rd touchdown of the Super Bowl.
And the Saints are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the 1st half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past over through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Mahomes now on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Boy, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes, those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
2nd and 6.
Off the play fake, Winston.
Open man is the tight end, Troutman. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
He'll buy some time right.
Throwing out right here, caught by Olave. From the 4, this is 2nd down and 1.
Again, it's Winston. This is caught. It's a 3-yard pickup, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Saints will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half.
Lutt's good on the extra point. And they will take a 7-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taking it about the 1. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this down the field, at least get 3, and take some momentum into the locker room.
And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Mahomes going to throw. Flush to his right.
He's going to launch this deep for Watson. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore.
And the Saints are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Throwing on second and long. Winston going deep here for Landry. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. Wow, a big mistake there. Late interception in this first half, and that could lead to a field goal try the other way.
Yeah, I think at this point you just had to say, let's take a knee and go into the half and regroup. Let's just talk it over a little bit. I wonder, partner, was the analytics coach in his head a little bit? Maybe go ahead and press it and try and get some points? While the old school coach probably would have said, take the knee, let's get out of here.
Now we could see points the other way here. So we've come upon halftime in the big one.
One of the greatest performances of the year usually, but not here. Halftime of the Super Bowl is skipped, and we are on to the second half.
These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
Now we'll see what Michael Thomas and the rest of the offense has in store here. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you could get a trade for him, bring him over to our team so we don't have to cover him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that mid-game trade's going to happen, but good thought. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And Jameis intercepted a third time.
Picked up by Nick Bolton.
And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their minds. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
Mahomes now on first down. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted.
Picked off by Paulson Adebo.
And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line. Michael Thomas now heading back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing again on second down. Winston steps away to his left. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Winston's throw taken in by Landry. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. 2nd and 7.
Here's Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover it before he gets going?
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
To throw is Winston. Rolling to his left. And it's caught. Touchdown, Saints.
Chris Olave on the touchdown toss for Jameis Winston. And the Saints will extend their third-quarter lead here in this Super Bowl.
Lutz with the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. 5 plays there on that drive.
And it was Chris Olave who finished things off with a touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30.
Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
On 2nd and 10, Mahomes.
Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
Time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes because you got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes, escaping the pressure right. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Partner, I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. He's got it inside the 10. And in for the Chiefs touchdown. Nico Hardman, 51 yards.
And the Chiefs have cut it back within a score.
And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Uh-oh, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call, and he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion, and now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Jameis Winston and company heading back onto the field now. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body types of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route too.
Now this throw caught left side. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
A first down throw for Winston.
He'll get this to his tight end, Troutman.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. From the red zone now, Winston buying time to his left.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
No surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
And that throw behind his man, he missed him, incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. To throw, Winston. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out. And it's picked up by the Chiefs. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
Instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman.
And a high throw there as this is knocked away, down to the ground and incomplete.
Fair to say the secondary play, whichever side you're on, hasn't really been a glowing exhibition so far, but a nice job there to prevent a long completion.
I agree with you, but at some point, someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching, huh?
Yeah, it has been quarterback and receiver dominated. To throw on 2nd and 10. Mahomes flushed out right.
Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey.
And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
As a general rule, offensive linemen like to know where their quarterback's going to be when he's setting up to throw the football. But sometimes they just have to get on the run, get on the move. He was able to do that on that play and picks up a first down with a nice throw.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. A big play there for KC. 57 yards. Now, we know this offense has the potential to strike quickly, and they just bit off 2 huge plays on back-to-back snaps.
So on the other side of the ball, you've got to go Band of Brothers thought process. No one left behind.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Chiefs have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. But was a quick drive. The passing game set it up, and then the running game finishes it off.
And how about how few plays it was to get it done, but they threw it downfield and then pounded it into the end zone. And as a former defender, I can tell you, it hurts just a little bit more when they run it into the end zone instead of throwing it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And from the end zone, Deontay Hardy will bring it out. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculated, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watched the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Winston. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Alvin Kamara reeling it in on back-to-back plays.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Winston. Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 32-yard line. Here's Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
His 2nd touchdown of this Super Bowl.
And the Saints answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth-quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
And he'll get into the end zone, so that pushes the lead up to 4. Needed a couple yards for the 2-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do, because a lot of teams play you for the pass, so you spread people out, decide to run the football. You often find good running lanes.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. KC's offense ready to take over. And we're at the time in this Super Bowl where, look, they need points. And they need them badly. Trailing here in the fourth quarter as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They go play fake. Mahomes. They'll roll him out right. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the fourth quarter, and they got a big one.
Yeah, it's such a close game, a very big one. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And the tension ratcheting up all around. A one-score game. Fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. This is what you folks came for. Every play with the potential to win or lose a title as they look to drain some time off this clock. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Winston now to throw on first down. Again, he's got that man Landry.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Play fake. Winston. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Jarvis Landry from 13 yards out. And the Saints are starting to pull away in the fourth quarter of this Super Bowl. Lutz good on the extra point. And that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a two-score deficit.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire.
And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Throwing is Mahomes on third. Being chased out left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. And my goodness, another interception. Marcus May with a pick.
And the Saints are going to get the football here at their own 23.
Here comes Michael Thomas and the rest of the Saints offense. So far, he has the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him.
So if this were hockey, they'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL except applaud and continue to hope you see a little bit more of this. What a tremendous game.
You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field?
I don't know.
Throw your mic out there.
A lot of fans would like that. Cut his mic off.
3 touchdowns so far. They go play action. Winston.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. The Saints on third down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be third and forever. To the air again with Winston. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Deion Bush with a pick.
And the Chiefs are going to get the football here at their own 23.
So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily when you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers.
Here's Edwards-Helaire. 40 yards. Rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Mahomes to throw it.
Sliding out of the pocket. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Mahomes will throw. A pass complete downfield. It's Valdez-Scantling.
The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Mahomes.
And this is taken in at the 5. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
This defense is definitely reeling a little bit now. Back-to-back big plays given up. And you know that's all defenses talk about. How do you limit that? Instead, they got hit by a 1-2 punch those last couple of plays, and now they've got their backs to the goal line.
Mahomes.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a one-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
And this is caught. They got it. And that could be an important 2 points. It gets them back within a field goal. So the deficit now 3 after the huge conversion, but they need to get the football back.
So this is where special teams really comes into play, because getting the ball back, it starts with this next kickoff. How do they get downfield? Either jar it loose or get the ball back themselves. That's going to be key for them.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. Winston here to throw.
And that went too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Winston. Dancing to his left. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Butker on for the PAT. And that will make this a 4-point game. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Winston readies the offense. Down by 4. A little over 50 seconds remaining. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. Here's Winston. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now Winston. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. This defense hasn't had the best showing in this game, but a critical knockdown there. If they can hang on, I guess the end will kind of justify the means.
Certainly, and just think of it this way. It may not be the quantity of the plays that they've had because those haven't been great, but they get a few more quality ones like that. That could finish things off for them.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Winston to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. He's back to throw. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter.
And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by L'Jarius Sneed. And the Chiefs have just about sewn up this football game.
When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. That's caught inside the 20.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are the Super Bowl